Welcome back. So I got this at the Ultimate Thrift Store. So apparently it was originally $4, but at the Ultimate Thrift Store it was $1.99. And I think it's really super cute. But I am going to completely take it apart and redo it today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll be able to use this for something else. I'm not going to use this for this project, but so I can just, I was going to try to pry these out, but they're like really, really stuck. So I think I'm just going to snip this off. All right, so that won't show, obviously. So I will keep this for something else because that will be really cute on something else. So next, this is just glued on. So I'm going to take my heat gun and put a bunch of heat to it, and it will just come off. Okay, so there are tiny little baby little nails sticking up. So I am going to just use my little hammer. Make sure I got them all. Let me see if I can get this little chunky off here. I don't really want there to be, it's not going to be a huge deal either, but I don't really want there to be anything that's really sticking up underneath my paper. All right, awesome. Okay, so I am going to use the Primrose paper. You can get this on my website, janebelanteart.com, and then just go to the shop button, or you can do janebelanteart.com/shop. Let's see, which I was thinking about using this little part here. Maybe I don't need the thing on top. Kind of like it. I kind of like it with this. I was going to put that metal piece back on top, but now I can use that for something else. I don't even know where I put it. It's on here somewhere. Here it is. Right. I mean, this is definitely what makes it look like a jar, but I don't think it's needed. So, heck, this is my project. I can do whatever I want, right? Right? But as you can see, I cannot put this paper on just like this because you can see all of that pink and white and red writing underneath. So I am going to use the Paint Pixie Undercover Primer. So this is an adhesion primer, but you can also use it for staining. So I'm just gonna put a coat of this on, see how well it covers. Got the little inside of the lid thing there. And then I'm just gonna do a coat of marshmallow on top of that. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit on. And it's okay, see, I'm putting this on. I mean, this is all gluey and yucky, right? So I'm just going right over that. Don't worry about it because I'm using paper to go on top, and this paper is very meshy and thick. So none of that's going to matter. I have a little bit left on my brush, So I'm just going to just brush it on. So like I said, the Undercover primer is an adhesion primer, so you can use this on slick surfaces. You can use it over metal. You can see I'm using it over this corrugated, whatever this is, this board, right? And MDF, it's called. But it's also going over this glue. So it's making it possible for me to be able to put other things on top. So if you want to just use paint right on top, and you have a slick surface, you have metal, you know, whatever. I have painted old mirrors before that the mirror is completely destroyed. You would have to get it reglazed, right? So I've used this on mirrors and then paint right on top, and it's great, great stuff. All right, so you can see I'm using my favorite brush, the shortstop. I have a ton of them. Let me just grab another one for the marshmallow. Okay, so this is the Paint Pixie Magical Chalk Paint in Marshmallow. And basically, I just want this to be white because I am putting my paper on top. I really want the paper to be the star because it's really pretty. And this is just, you know, you can use this as a door hanger. You can use it as kitchen decor because it's, you know, supposed to be a mason jar, right? And the cool thing is, if you pry your staples out of the back, you can do this double-sided. I can still see a little bit of the pink here, so I'm going to do one more coat just to be sure. Okay, let me give this a dry. Because Paint Pixie paint reactivates, which is a really good thing, especially when you're blending or, you know, going back in and trying to fix something, whatever. I'm actually going to put a coat of Meltdown on this because when I go and put my Decoupage medium on, I don't want the paint to get wet, reactivate, and soak into the paper. So I'm going to use the Meltdown just to stop that from happening. And Meltdown is a really, really beautiful top coat. It has a wax-like finish. And I love wax finishes, but I never do that when I'm doing a craft because wax is a resist. It's meant to be your last layer, or it's meant to be wiped off underneath something, right? So you never, even though you'll hear a ton of people say, oh, you can paint over wax. I do it all the time. Don't do it. Don't listen to them. Don't do it. You'll just be sad, right? It'll just make you sad. We don't want to do that. Okay, so here's the first coat of Meltdown. First and only coat of Meltdown in this area. I'm going to dry this and be right back. All right, so I kind of wanted this here. I'm liking the balance of colors. It's an asymmetrical balance, so I like that. I love having just random words in there, so I think I like it right here. So I'm going to... I think I'm going to put the soft gel on without cutting this because I want to leave as much intact as I can, because who knows, maybe I'll really want to use this flower, right? Or these words here. And if I snip this off, you know, I'm going to kind of ruin that. So let's see how this works. So this is the fourth shortstop I have used in this small video, in this short video so far. But as you can see, I love this brush. If you don't have it, the link is in the comments below. You go to the Paint Pixie, and then this is in the Turquoise Iris collection. Let's get that cat hair out of here. That is a long cat hair. So I'm using this soft gel because it's thick. The decoupage paper I'm about to use is really thick. It's really meshy. You can use a wet medium with them, but it's much harder. If you put on a nice healthy coat of this soft gel, it's all over my hands. Soft gel, this is matte medium. I sell the gel on my website, janebelanteart.com. So you can get the paper and the gel there. These papers are only $8, so I love using them because they can be used on a big project or they can be used on a whole bunch of little projects, and then you're not, breaking the bank. Here. And let me just get my bottom. So that is awesome. So let me dry this, and then I'm going to take my sanding block and sand off these edges. All right, so this is pretty dry. Look at that. That was interesting. All right, I really love this already. So I'm going to put a coat of Meltdown on this. That's just going to protect everything. It's going to protect the paper. It's just another coat of protection for the paint underneath. All right, so I want to give this a little bit of definition here, and so I am going to use the Walnut Stain Distress ink. I got a little bit on there when I did that, oopsies. So the reason why I've chosen this is because there's some darks in here, right? I might even go to black, but I just want to see how this works first. Maybe I'll do both. I just want to give this a little dimension, right? It helps show off its curves. And I may just go in with black at the edge just so I can darken it a little bit more. Got a little paint on my handle here. That's okay. So I'm just lightly bringing a little bit of that walnut in. So I can just kind of give it a little bit of shading. So I've got lights and darks and brights popping, right? I think if I take my Meltdown, I can get this off. Yep. When I opened my walnut stain, this turned over and made a mark, but look at that. Can't even tell it's there. You cannot even tell. So I think I might do a little bit of black around the edge, but let me dry this first. I have my Distress Archival Ink and Black Soot. You can get a link for both of these products in the comments below. I'm just using the edge of the pad itself. Instead of getting another applicator out, that works just fine. I like it with a little bit of black on it. Just, you can tell, it just gives it a little dimension and a little pop. Right? I like that. Okay, so I'm going to dry this now, and I'll be back. All right, so I have some twine. I guess this would be called twine. Around this little area here, and I think I'm going to go around a couple times, but let me first secure my edge. Don't need a ton of it. How about there-ish? Just going to do a bit of hot glue. Let that sit for a minute and dry. Good enough, right? So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick it right in that glue. I want to make sure that's nice and tight before I go around again. There we go. I think that might be good. All right, I think that's really cute. So the next element I'm putting on is this butterfly. So this is a specimen butterfly, but it's made out of paper and you can mold it, right? It's three-dimensional, and so I think I'm putting this guy here. So what that's doing is it's helping to break up this space, right? Because when I'm looking at it right now, my eye gets stuck right here, so, and it stops. So I need something there to help break that up, and this works. So it really helps you go around the whole space, right? So I'm going to use a little bit of the Eileen's tacky glue for this guy. I don't love using my glue gun for this. I feel like it's too hot. These are kind of, I mean, they're not super delicate, but they're delicate enough, right? So that Eileen's is just going to go there. See how I want this to go like that. I think that's pretty good. So these will come up a little bit. So adorable. I have a little glue seeping, so I'm just going to use one of my old crummy artist brushes and wipe that away. Right, that's so cute. So I really love it as is. I'm just going to look and see if it wants to have a little bow on it. I'm not even going to cut it off my twine until I decide if I like it or not. So I just tied a little knot. I actually really like it with the bow. So I'm going to go with that. That just gave it a little extra something, something, right? And as long as I have this tacky glue open, I may as well just use this little bubble there. Just a tiny bit'll do. Stick it on there, hold it for a minute, and this is done. So this is a really super easy project. You can get these butterflies on my website. You can get the paper and the gel on my website. There is a link where you can get the Paint Pixie products. And I just want to thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you come back on Friday for a brand new video. You can always visit me at janebelenteart.com, and I will see you on Friday. Thanks so much.